The need for HPLJ was really to have a tool and a framework for improving performance, specifically in a field or an industry in diversity and inclusion where there isn't a clear link often between diversity training and performance improvement. I would say that diversity and inclusion training-wise is often not subjected to the same level of rigor or scrutiny as other pieces of work, and that getting them done is good enough. And we got to a place, particularly with a couple of primary pieces of training, that good enough wasn't good enough. And HPLJ provided a nice resource for moving beyond and adding value in ways that were recognizable by the organization. HPLJ has changed the way I've worked, specifically as it relates to focusing on the business needs first. So beginning with the end in mind means that I want to know specifically what is the problem or opportunity in the business that I'm trying to solve, and then linking the diversity training specifically to that and working through the performance path. So that was really an illumination for me when I took the certification, was getting this performance path gave me a new way of thinking about design. I don't have a specific background in ADDIE or SAM or instructional design, so it gave me a framework and a tool to think about how to design programs that really meet the business needs and that our learners could enjoy, but more importantly, apply on the job. The advice that I would give first is to stay engaged. While we're thinking and talking about journeys for learners and support for our organization, I think as practitioners we have to stay engaged ourselves on the journey. That means staying abreast of what's happening in the learning and development industry, really practicing with the tools and getting used to creation and creating journeys, and jumping right in. That was one of the most anxiety-ridden things for me, was like, okay, just go out and do it. And fortunately with the certification program, you start working on a program, and that was the program that I eventually launched through Promote with wild success. But really getting in there is the first piece. I'd say stay engaged with it. The other thing that comes to mind is persistence. If the organization you work in or work with or anything like the ones I've been in, it doesn't mean that they'll automatically embrace this new way of thinking and learning. But I think there's an important piece of being persistent and finding small wins. Where can you do a quick application, show value, get some buy-in with some key stakeholders, and then continue to grow that. So not being discouraged by going back to your organization and finding that there's not necessarily the support for either the software in terms of Promote and this new way in terms of technology, or just the approach in the framework. Fear and change are often barriers to progress, and so you have to work through those. That's a natural part of the process, I think. Important piece for me has been the support. It was a solitary effort for me to engage in Promote. I initially reached out on the website, had a quick follow-up call, and ended up at a certification course, and I was off and rolling. But it wasn't as if I had a team of people being trained and getting certified. I was a lone wolf. But it didn't feel that way because of the level of support that I got received from Promote and the people. And so it really does feel like a family looking to help you get the best results possible. And so that was helpful for me. And I'm sure that it's helpful and extended to everyone else who's in that Promote family.